Okay, another day, came on out to the rig, hopefully this time to actually kind of finish things up. So basically I've just started off with foaming a few holes. Let me show you that. So you can see that I've got some spray foam up there with the new hose in place on the rear side to make that nice and airtight. And then let's go inside. Here's the other end of it. So, and I've got a little bit of excess hose popping out there knowingly. So I'll just cut that to the right length when it's time to put the tray back on. And then that little thing of foam that's a little bit sticking out of that hole. I sprayed a decent amount of foam in there, so it should be pretty good. And then once it's all cured, I can just trim off that little peg there, no big deal. And it's a little out of focus, but you can see I put a little foam in there just to reseal where I poked the screwdriver through earlier and feed the wires. So it should be fine back there. I've got all this extra hose here, you know, once that foam dries in place, I'm not going to be moving in and out anymore. So what I'll be doing is once the foam is cured to a point where I'm not going to manipulate it with this, I'll move this hose around. We'll trim it to the right length so that we can get it down into that drain. So basically what I'm going to do now is while that foam is drying up to the point where it's not going to get easily messed with if I'm doing something with it, I'm going to go into the underbelly and I'm going to start to fasten down that wire so it's not down there flapping. But I think we're getting near the end here. I still got to secure the ice maker valve and kind of tidy up some wires and stuff like that. But I think we're getting near the tail end. As I mentioned yesterday, I actually did crank the thing up and the compressor now runs and it's doing what it's supposed to do. So I didn't let it run for very long. So basically, because it wasn't sealed, and I was thinking, well, having that big hole in the back because of the drain hose, it would affect how well the system works. But with the foam in place, I think I've done a pretty good job of sealing it off. So even though I've got a little bit of a gap behind those fins, it should still work and still cool this thing down. So we'll find out. So I'm going to go underneath the motorhome and get jiggy with it here. In another one of those nothing ever goes according to plan moments, I thought I had everything done, and suddenly I'm getting a no FL error on the fridge when I try to turn it on. And the new controller that's on the new cooling unit is clicking. So it's probably something simple, but I don't know what it is. But I thought I had everything else ready to rock and roll here, other than a few cleanup actions. So I still need to clean up the wiring, but basically this is the power from the new 12 or 10 gauge wires to the fridge. I had to put on new connectors because I put on those Scotch clip deals in order to splice the fans on, and I don't know, it just seemed like it was cutting the wire. I didn't really want to use them. Plus, then I realized after the fact that the fan, I could just as easily plug into these old 12 volts that were just sitting here from before. So that's what I did. So the fan works beautifully, but now I'm sitting here going, why is my basically that thing just clicks? It's like what it's supposed to do is fool the new unit into the LP circuit, is my understanding, and then you keep it in LP mode, and that thing's supposed to do what it's got to do and crank this thing up. And the weird thing is when last time I turned this thing on, before I wired in the fan and everything, the compressor turned on just fine, so it was working. So suddenly between then and now I can't get the thing to power back up again, even though it's obviously got power because I'm getting lights in the interior and everything. So I'm gonna probably have to wait yet again. Unfortunately, JC Refrigeration they've got very limited hours, so I can't get any support today. So I'm gonna have to contact them tomorrow, I guess. But I definitely feel like I'm everything's pretty much done. I thought that I would be driving out of here soon with a working fridge and the wires. I was just gonna clean them up, but apparently there's some other little speed bump I gotta deal with here. So this fridge job definitely has turned into a bigger job than I thought it would, but I'll get it. I'm officially a moron. I got the thing working. Basically, I come to find out a couple of very important leads actually came disconnected. Basically, these gas leads coming off the new unit totally came undone. It was because I'd pulled the thing back a little bit further so I could foam up top, and it came loose. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And of course, so now everything's working exactly like it's supposed to. I'm going to need to lengthen this wire for the interior fans a little bit. It's just not quite long enough here, and so that I can get that in place right over here. And then I think we might have ourselves something here. Okay, the system is running. Everything seems okay. I just wanted to record the noise that it's making so that I can run it by JR and make sure everything's normal.